Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to my channel, TradeMate. I'm Anup Kokne, and here we do the daily analysis of the Indian indices, Nifty, Bank Nifty, and Finnifty. So we'll start with Nifty at first. I'll transition to the charts, and then we can start doing the analysis of both the price action and also see the option contracts and get an understanding of which of these instruments are tradable for Monday and what is that I would be trading in and give you my point of view for Monday. All right, so let's move on to the charts. Okay, so looking at Nifty, Nifty saw an initial sell-off on Friday. So that was again a profit booking that came in the initial hour. And again at the support levels, which was a key support level of 18,050, Nifty started, to start moving upwards with a good demand and moved at least 150 points to bring up to a closing of 18,200 on Friday. Right. So let's look on the daily chart and then get into the multi-time frame analysis for intraday on Monday. Looking at the daily chart, okay, coincidentally, the support levels that we spoke about at 18,050 also happen to be an 20 EMA on 20 EMA on oops, 20 exponential moving average on the daily time frame. So there has been a very good buying power that's been seen from those levels. So Nifty has definitely closed on a positive note at 18,200 on Friday. So if I look it for the intraday time frame on Monday, let me have a view on Monday. So for Monday, it gives me a mixed signal in terms of both, bullish and bearish bars from the market's participants. So it's pretty near to the 200 EMA, which is at 18,000 and 18,050 being a key support level. I'm not very sure how Nifty would play in the morning tomorrow because there is also another news regarding the 2,000 rupee ban that's floating across, and if not Nifty directly, but a lot of other sectors. I see at least three, four sectors getting impacted because of this. It could be either the banking, finance, real estate, and even the automobile sector, which could get impacted because of this 200 rupee ban that's been put on the 2000 rupee note. Uh, I'm not very convinced on either sides for Nifty to place an bearish or a bullish bet. So I'll wait for the first 30 minutes or an hour's time if I have to trade in Nifty and then take a call depending upon how the options contract shape up and the price action would be seen on Monday. Right. Let me look into the pivots and understand how the pivots have been, formed for the next day with the developing central pivot range as well as the supports and resistances on the pivots. If I look at Nifty, yeah, so there is a recover that's been seen from this particular support level from yesterday. It's showing a lower value relationship, but the closing is positive and henceforth it's giving a mixed signal. So we'll have to wait and watch for the initial opening print, and then once we get this initial opening print, and I would say even the initial balance hour for at least 30 minutes before taking in a directional bet in Nifty. Or otherwise, if I have to play it very safe, I'll play it with a triangle by selling in the puts and the calls on either sides at 0.13 or 0.14 delta. All right, so that would be a very safer option for me to play into Nifty. But before concluding on what can be done here, let's look at the options contract on Nifty and have an understanding of how the options have been written over on Friday. So looking at the total number of contracts, there are 13 lakhs contracts on the call side and there are 10 lakh contracts on the put side. So calls definitely look heavy on Nifty. So there is a little bearish bias, I would say moderately bearish bias on Nifty. Now, if you look at the volumes on the open interest change, it's not too big, right? So it's 2.5 lakhs and 3 lakhs contracts that's been seen on Nifty. So now, uh, yeah, it's pretty much within a range, right? So if you look at the volumes at the ATM, the at the money strike, which is 18,200, you could see equal number of contracts being built at 18,200. So it's not giving me a fair understanding in terms of the direction that Nifty could head forward through, right? So if it opens at 18,200, then probably playing in a straddle at 18,200 is good. But because of this news on 2,000 rupee, if it opens gap down, then probably selling in the strikes below 18,100 and all would be good for you to make some directional money. Otherwise, uptrend, I'm not very sure because I don't see too many contracts that's been built after 18,200 here. So it's very lean in terms of the volumes. I could see at 18,300 or 18,250. So 18,200 is, I would read this as a resistance level. Either the price either there would be a time delay where the price would be hovering around this 18,200 level plus or minus 20 30 points, or if there is a gap down because of the negative because of this note ban, it could it could lead to a gap down in the morning, and it could come as down as 18,050, and then there could be some buying again observed from 18,000 18,050 levels and pushed it back to 200, right? So we'll have to wait and watch on Nifty on Monday. I'm not very sure at this point of time, because there are a lot of mixed signals, and interestingly, even Singapore Nifty hasn't reacted to this note ban news, and it's just trading 28 points lower at the closing session on Friday, right? So Nifty definitely is not very directional to trade on Monday. So let's look at Bank Nifty and see if Bank Nifty makes sense for us on Monday. Again, Bank Nifty very similar to the pattern in Nifty, may not be as strong as Nifty, but again it came down initially, and then there was a lot of consolidation that happened at the support level, and finally at the support level there was a buying which was observed at the late afternoon sessions once the European markets opened, and you could see a good momentum or upwards of at least 400 points in Bank Nifty, right? So it's trading at a very important level of 44,000. In Bank Nifty, because this has been the level which had played in the role of both the support and resistance for quite some time now. And again, the price going and closing at this particular level gives me uh, a very, I mean, it still gives me a mixed signal in terms of whether it would make this level and cross it and go towards 44,200, which was the resistance level earlier, or to 44,500. Otherwise, probably if the negative bias, as I'm anticipating for tomorrow, can bring it down to 43,500, wait for some time, and then we'll have to look for the afternoon session to see whether it breaks down or recovers from that level and comes back to 43,800 at least, right? So if it's a negative opening. So that's what I see on the price action based upon the Friday's candle movements. Now let's look on the daily candle and then look at the multi-time frame analysis. Yeah, so there has definitely been a good amount of buying that's coming from 43,500 level. So which is good for Bank Nifty. But if this news is getting impacted, I don't know if this all of this momentum that you see here in the form of a wick, whether this would be something that would be sold off or it would take it forward, because I see a trend line being formed, upward trend line with a strong resistance at this level of 44,000, right? So 44,000 has been a very key level for quite some time. So if this level breaks, then we can expect another 500 points up to 44,500. Otherwise, we would be getting down up to 43,500. And even if that gets broken down, then probably 43,000 is the level that we would get to see on Bank Nifty. So let's quickly look at the option chain and understand how Bank Nifty is built on the option contracts. Okay, so Bank Nifty at 44,000 as the ATM price. Again, more or less similar contracts been seen. 1,46,000, 1,07,000 at 44,000, which is an ATM strike. Now, if you look at the total number of contracts on the call sides, you have 8 lakh contracts. Again, the put also has more or less similar number of contracts. But what's interesting to watch on Bank Nifty is you almost have 80% contracts more on the put side in comparison to the call side, right? Now, I'm not very sure looking at this number, because if people had the clue of this 2000 rupee ban on Friday, and they have bought in a lot of options on this side, assuming that the market would open gap down and then make 100 or 200% with that gap down. So that is a very good possibility here, is what I see, right? Because I could see a clear bias of, I mean, I'm not clear, but I could definitely see a moderate bearish bias on Nifty, and Bank Nifty showing in something in reverse or not in alignment with Nifty is saying me that probably this is an option buying of the contracts that's been seen on this side. Nevertheless, we will wait again on Bank Nifty also for first 30 minutes and see the opening prints where they open with regards to the pivot levels, and then take a call. If it breaks down the support, then we would get aggressive in terms of selling. If it crosses the resistance, then we would buy. Otherwise, if it opens at the equilibrium levels of the pivot, then probably we'll play it on both the sides and be safer, with the delta neutral strategies. Okay, so let's move on to Finnifty finally now. And see, Finnifty almost more or less mimics in the Bank Nifty, but there has been a little more bearish bias in Finnifty in comparison to banks. So even Finnifty has a good push of 150 points that was seen in the second half of the session on Friday. Let's look at the daily candle. Daily candle doesn't seem to be very strong to me, though it has a lot of bullish bias. There has been a lot of bulls been pushing in this with a bulling power towards upwards, but still it's not as strong and as big as a candle with a wick that's been seen in Nifty and Bank Nifty. Finnifty can be a little weaker depending on the news tomorrow. I'm not very sure how the opening print would look like, as the Singapore Nifty hasn't also given us any hints on what the market participants' views are from Singapore. Let's do a quick multi-time frame analysis of Bank Nifty and sorry, Finnifty and see. Yeah, again, I see the mixed signals here, though you get to see this prices hovering above 200 EMA, but not very much of a strong bias upwards. So again, probably I'll wait and watch on Finnifty as well. But if I have to trade bearish, then probably Finnifty is something that I would look upon. If I have to trade delta neutral, I think Nifty is a good choice for me for tomorrow, depending upon the first 30 minutes on the price behavior, how it happens. Look at the option contracts and see how the option contracts are in Finnifty. So if you look at the total number of contracts, okay, so there are 4 lakh contracts on the call side and again 3 lakh contracts on the put side. Calls are definitely heavier here. If you look at the OI change on Friday, it's not a big OI change. It's almost more or less the same change that's been seen at 156 and 152 contracts, 1 lakh 52 and 1 lakh 56,000 contracts. And at the ATM, 19,400, again, not much of an built up that's been seen. For me, if Nifty has to be traded in a range, I think 19,500 and 19,300 would be the levels which I will bet upon, right? For a delta neutral. Or if I have to sell, I would sell 19,400 and exit at 300, and I would buy at 400 and exit at 500 if it's a bullish bias. So, I mean, if I had to give a verdict or conclude upon my analysis for all these three, I mean, I can at least see a little bearishness in Nifty, but Nifty and Bank Nifty gives me mixed signals. So I'll have to definitely wait for the opening print and the opening range to understand how this indices would move based upon the factors that we spoke about, which could enable me to take a wise decision in terms of a directional trade. Otherwise, I'll be more than happy to do a non-directional trade and just have a time decay being captured for tomorrow. All right, so that's holistically my analysis for all the three indices for tomorrow. I hope you guys enjoyed this analysis. Please provide the feedback in the comments to me. If you want me to include anything more in terms of the FI data or DIA data to be complemented along with this open interest, I can definitely bring in the views on the FI data as well. Thank you very much for joining in my channel. Thank you for your patience for hearing me through this 10-15 minutes. I'll see you guys tomorrow again. Cheers. Bye bye.